Welcome, everybody. You're tuned in to Real Talk with Yogi Ji. Let's welcome Yogi Ji into our wonderful space. Satkartar, Yogi Ji.
Satkartar.
Just a reminder to everybody who's watching and listening, please send us your questions. If you've got any concerns, anything you want to discuss, anything you need advice with, this is a space that we can help and support you to do that. We are going to be taking a lot of the questions from the Sangat. That's what's curating the next few episodes for us because there's a lot of questions that have come in. Send your questions over to info@yogiofsound.com. Today, Yogi Ji, our questions are about love. There's a lot of questions that have come in about love. A few weeks ago, in your live Sangat that you hold on Sundays, you were talking about love and Rag Suhi. One of the questions from the viewers is, when you're hurting, is it more important to give love to yourself or to others?
And first thing is about the love. What is love and how we define it? What is our understanding over love? That
Right.
there are a lot of misconceptions. There's misunderstandings over this word. Um, as I mentioned before, also, if you haven't heard that program, I would like to repeat that we usually say, for example, I love samosa, for example. The consumption of something which gives you temporarily, momentarily pleasure, we use this word love on it. And when I look back into Guru Nanak Sahib, and his definition of love was "Jo to prem khelan ka chao, sir tar tali gali meri aao." And he wants our ego's head, our existence, whatever we know, to be demolished, and he invites us to come and learn from him what love is. And when I compared both what my understanding and my connection to love is and what Guru Nanak Sahib Ji is telling us, there was a very big imbalance between both. And that leads to the answer of this question also, that very, very, very important thing is, if you don't have it, what can you give? If you don't know what it is, what can you offer? If we are hurting and we cannot give ourselves the love and attention required, uh, or I will say we never loved ourselves because we are hurting, um, because of our senses, because of imbalance of our drivers, and how we have composed our world. So that leads me back to Guru Nanak Sahib, that he is telling us how to be in love, a systematical approach to become so sacred, united, that body doesn't hate the mind, and the mind doesn't hate the soul, and soul doesn't hate the body, or either of them, and they are living in a harmony and in oneness. And then we will understand what love is. In love, there is a very major, amazing thing is giving. Deda de, lete thak pae. We just take and take, but Creator just gives and gives, because Creator actually um, is love, who just gives without a condition, without an expectation, without wanting anything in return. And if you can do that first for yourself, you will have an experience and connection how to offer that to your loved ones, how to offer that to your world. So that we don't contradict, so that we don't do drama. So it's not fake. It is very important for us to be in love for ourselves first.
true. If we haven't experienced what love is, we won't know what to do with it. But just if we go with the basic understanding that most people have of what love is, to be caring, to be affectionate, um, how do you manage love and hurt at the same time? So when you're hurting and you've got some sort of pain, how do you respond with love?
Again, it's easy for us to understand these things. Um, if we go back into the history, just like those who sacrificed their life for a good cause, who gave, they had choice to give in and compromise, but they didn't. But they gave their life because they loved something. They loved what they believed into. If you will ask, like Bhai Mani Singh Ji, who was the Jathedar and the head Granthi of Sri Darbar Sahib, Amritsar, which was the central place for Sikhs to go and worship, which you know even nowadays, the Golden Temple. The head priest and also the Jathedar, he also held the political chair of the Sikhs to talk to the government or any social issues, any issues within Sikh community were resolved by this chair, which we call the Jathedar of Sri Akal Takht Sahib. So Bhai Mani Singh Ji, who um, was representing Sikhs. Once the Sikhs said they would like to gather at Diwali, and he approached the governor of Punjab, and governor put the condition that we need lakhs of rupees as if you want to hold that place, hold that festival, that's fine. People can come and do their prayer, but we would like to have a tax of 100,000 rupees. And the governor also designed that his army, his police, to be outside of Amritsar to capture those Sikhs who entered the Amritsar, and they found out that this was happening. This is just after Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And the Sikhs found out what happened, and they stayed away. They didn't come to this function. So with condition of the tax was also that if tax is not paid, the consequences are going to be not very pleasant one. So Bhai Mani Singh Ji, Shahid, he was arrested, and the court, Islam according to Sharia, he was sentenced to that because he didn't pay the tax. So every pore of his body will be chopped off. So when it came to the execution of this, Bhai Mani Singh was sitting there, and what we call it Jalad, or the executioner, uh, he was just about to start the job, and he pointed toward the limbs, and Bhai Mani Singh said, "No, that's not the deal. Deal is,
From every
per,
point.
yeah, so every digit has to be removed." And it makes me think, Jasir Kaurji, why Sikhs are so much like this, free. They have no fear. Don't they feel the pain? Well, I think there's overwhelming. Once you fell in love, then you fall in love. Then there's no way coming out because you don't exist anymore. You just offer and give. You just become the candle. All you love to do is becoming a light. And his sacrifice, he could have, they offered him, become Muslim, we will spare you, no tax, nothing. It's not that Islam is a bad thing. It was not about the religion, the practice, or God. It was about the ethics and the freedom. So I'll say that for the freedom of humanity, the love by Mani Singh ji have shown by sacrificing, himself in a very painful way. When I look into him, I see him in love with the concept of life, what he learned, how Guru taught him, what transformation came about. And he's above life and death. We have tuk in Gurbani, a verse from Gurbani says, Janam maran tohu te nahi, not in life or death. They're out of these two. Jan par upakari, those who are in love, they who just give and give and give. Those people came about, and this defines for me the love. And when you are in love, there can't be two definitions. Yes, I can say Jasveer Kaur is a female. Um, But that does not define anything. There can't be two meanings. There's only one meaning. And the meaning of love in the world of spirituality is to be. And Sikhi is all about love. Sikhi is all about the prem. From first Guru to the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, when he says, Jin prem kiyo, tin hi prab payo. If you want to be one with the one, then learn how to be in love. And once you are in love, then there's no question. All the questions disappear. All the fog disappears because you're out of duality.
So, how do you learn to be in love?
Smaller steps, and what you just answered your question also by using the word learn. It is not something opens up. It's not just something you wake up one day and you are in love. There is a process. There's acknowledgement. There's understanding. There. You need to educate yourself and diagnose your needs and wants, and walk on the path of the freedom. You need to have it locked to offer to the world. You need to carry this grace to become graceful. If you want to give a donation to the world, Jasveer Kaur ji, you need to have some money in your pocket or food in your pantry to offer a langar. And same thing I'll say, the heart need to be drenched with the love if you want to offer humanity or this planet your love.